Okay.
Hello, madam. Welcome to the online conference 2016 March. Thank you for your participations and dedications. The topic of this month is the most suitable and needed education for girls with disabilities. So please, at the beginning, introduce your name and nationality and job and career, please.
Mhm. Okay. Hi. I'm really happy to see you again.
Yay!
Uh, yes. My name is Saida Inoyatova. I'm chairperson of Disabled Women's League Ishtirok, Tajikistan. Ishtirok means participation. So uh, it's really nice that today we can talk about most suitable and needed education for women with disabilities. In my country, in beautiful Tajikistan, of course, we can say all education is really needed. All kind of education for women with disabilities, for girls with disabilities, and they are suitable, of course. But maybe if uh, look on personally or individually on women with disabilities, it depends. It depends on what kind of education they can need. It depends on where they live, I think. If it is city, if it is Dushanbe, if it is capital or cities like Dushanbe, big cities like Dushanbe, uh, more so they they need all kind of education. I mean, all kind of education is suitable, of course,
Yes.
uh, and yes, it depends what they want, what they prefer, and of course it depends on family. I mean, women, usually girls and women with disabilities, they choose what they choose. It depends on where they
Uh-huh.
grew up, uh, what kind of family.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, yes, and what is their background, if they already have or not secondary education. Yes, if they have secondary education, so many of them eager to have higher education. Uh, yes, and what about girls and women in rural areas, in villages, uh, small villages? So I believe that, I think, and I know that many of our, unfortunately, many, not all, let's say, not
Yeah.
all of our women and girls with disabilities have education or have proper education. Some of them have, most of them maybe not. Maybe most of them have uh, secondary education or not finished
Oh.
secondary education. Yes, because we have this system in Tajikistan, as in all post-Soviet countries. We learn at the school, in the schools, from first class to 11.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and it means you have secondary education, full secondary education. After 11th, after finishing 11th class, so you can choose any higher university, I mean higher school, universities, colleges, and pass exams there and attend there. Um, we also have some people can finish school when they are in ninth class.
Oh.
So it means they have not finished secondary education, but still they can go to colleges. They can enter to colleges, any
Oh.
college. Yes. And after finishing college, they also can go to any university
I
if they
think
wish and
it
if they pass exams.
yeah,
Mhm.
I think it is related with the last month's topic. That was about um, the numeric values of the level of education of girls with
Mhm.
disabilities.
Mhm.
So, for example, like 30% of girls with disabilities can take the secondary school.
Yeah.
I know it. it can't be exact the value, but we can just assume. So
Yes.
can you assume?
And yes, and about assume how you mean the percent of them.
Sorry.
Sorry, can you repeat
Okay.
your last question?
Okay. So compared to girls without disabilities, how how many percent of girls with disabilities can take the education? How many percentage of girls with disabilities can take the primary school or middle school or more high level of education? That was the last
Mhm.
topic.
Uh-huh. So it's difficult to say because we have not any researchers in this
Mhm,
area saying truth.
mhm,
But again, it depends in many aspects on accessibility,
uh-huh,
on family again, on where they do they live or not, and again, it depends on what kind of disability
oh
usually
yes, of
girls have.
course.
If it is not severe disability, it's easier to attend schools.
Mhm.
Yes, and if they are wheelchair users, so it's a little bit difficult. But nowadays, saying truth, in Tajikistan uh, we have a concept developed concept
Mhm.
of inclusion education, of
Oh.
inclusive education. Yes, so it means that all schools have to accept children with disabilities.
Ah.
uh, so usually, yes, usually children with disabilities can go, and they go to the schools now more and more. But the percent, it's really difficult to say.
So
I don't have this
when did that
figures.
school policy is applied? When does this
Uh,
policy is applied?
so this policy apply about, let me say, about, was it? I think about 5 or 6 years already.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
it's quite long.
yes,
Mm.
and we not all, but few our schools already reconstructed.
Mm-hmm.
They have accessibility.
Uh-huh.
New schools which is building now, they
Mm-hmm.
more or less they have accessibility. And our organizations, I mean DPOs, struggle now to have accessibility
Ah.
in the schools,
Mm-hmm.
especially in that schools which are building now.
So in your country, it's that's the free education until the secondary, right?
Yes, secondary education is free. Or again, it depends. If it is a government school, state school, so
Ah,
it's free. But we also have
private
now a lot of
school.
private schools, colleges, so they are not free.
And what about the special schools? Is it common in there?
Yes, it's common still. Unfortunately, we have special schools for polio, children
Mhm.
with polio,
Oh.
uh, children with hearing impairments, blind.
Mhm.
Yes, children, and with visual impairments. So we have a few special schools.
Mhm.
And also we have school for children with intellectual and mental disabilities.
Uh-huh. And do you think um is there any difference between girls with disabilities and boys with disabilities in the level of education?
Mhm. Um, I think yes.
Mm.
Uh, Especially maybe children who already graduated schools, finished schools maybe 5 6 years or years ago.
Mhm.
Why? Because in our country, it like in many families, they try to give education to their sons,
Mhm.
especially high education.
Mhm.
Usually, they give secondary education to girls with disabilities.
Mhm.
Uh, what about higher education? It's big question.
Yeah.
It was not so popular, but now more and more
Ah.
girls with disabilities, I mean girls, yes,
Mhm.
and also with disabilities, they
Mhm.
attend high schools, which
Mhm.
is very good.
Mhm.
You know it why it happened, because in 1992
Mhm.
uh, we in Tajikistan, we had civil war.
Oh yeah.
And because of this, it was especially in rural areas, in remote areas, and
Uh-huh.
many parents, they try to defend their children. They afraid, they were scared that
Uh-huh.
something can happen with their girls,
Uh-huh.
and they tried not to let them go to the schools. But now situation is changed, and
Mm.
a lot of girls with disabilities from remote areas come to capital, to Dushanbe, and attend to high schools, to
Mm.
universities.
Oh yeah, I can get it. Wow, that was really nice expression. I mean,
Yes.
explanation. So if you pick two or three um, types of education,
Mhm,
the most needed,
mhm.
which one would you pick for girls with disabilities?
Um, I know that many girls with disabilities, they learn bookkeeping, financial management,
Mm-hmm.
uh, audit,
Hmm.
financial audit. Also handicrafts, a lot of
Oh,
handicrafts,
oh yeah.
especially yes, girls who has not high education, or who has not finished secondary education, or who has not any education. They usually prefer some handicrafts,
Mm-hmm.
I think, as in other countries also. Sewing
Uh-huh.
also. What
So,
else?
so it would be the vocational training.
Yes, languages.
Oh.
Yes, Russian, English, Tajik, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like this.
Okay. So you're aiming to specific field for getting jobs and skills for them. Is
Hello,
it breaking?
can
How about now? What about
yes,
now?
I hear you now.
Okay.
Can you
So
repeat, please?
yes, I said you're aiming for getting jobs and skills for women with disabilities.
Hmm.
Okay. And eh, you can you can
Yes,
talk.
yes, like what we do in Ishtirok, in our organization. We empower women with disabilities and girls with disabilities through giving them different skills,
Mhm,
vocational skills.
mhm,
So, with of course, with aim of finding some job for them. But usually, women with disabilities, they find a job themselves. Some
mhm.
of them, they live here in organization, and they continue their work here, especially when they know, when they learn English, when they
Ah.
have some, high education background.
Mhm,
Uh, yes, so, and we try to work with them starting from when they are teenagers,
mhm,
motivate them to go to high schools.
mhm.
Yes, some of them come after high schools and live and stay here in Ishtirok and work
Ah.
for us.
So
Yes, and
let me
yeah.
get the numeric value. You mentioned about especially it depends on the area. If she lives in the rural area or the city area, so can you guess the percentage of, I mean, learning from primary school to high level education?
Mhm, mhm. Percentage of what? Of how
Uh,
many women
Yeah,
with
for
disabilities?
example, like 5% of girls with disabilities can go to high level education like university?
I think more.
More.
I think it should be, yes, it should be, maybe it's about 30 or 40% of
Wow.
girls with disabilities can go and go to higher education.
Wow. It
I hope so.
is
And
that
I
your
see
hope?
it.
Wow. That seems quite a lot.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I
I'm not
think
sure.
it's not a lot. It's
Uh-huh.
not really a lot.
Yeah.
But
Well.
yes, nowadays we have more and more girls with disabilities in high schools, which is really good, I think.
Mhm. And what about the primary school?
Uh, Primary, you mean secondary? Before
Eh,
before high school?
I mean, basic education. Do you
Yes, there.
think
Okay.
most
Yeah.
of them can get the basic education?
Yes, they can. But
Mm.
the question if they are getting education or not. Again, in cities like Dushanbe, I think there is a lot of children with disabilities
Huh.
going to school. If they have not any, if they have not any severe disabilities,
Mhm.
and in rural, in remote areas, less children
Mm.
can go or go to schools. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for answering. And for the last, I would like to ask you about your recent activities or news from you.
Uh, Recent activities.
Yeah, we haven't seen quite for months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our recent activities. Recently, we established a new strategic plan for
Mm.
Ishtirok for next 3 years.
Wow.
Yes, we established a new branch in one promote area in Dangara.
Uh-huh.
We yes, we are now working with few initiative groups. With one initiative group, no, two, sorry, with two initiative groups and one of our branch and one other DPO of women with disability, organization of women with disabilities. We are strengthening their capacity on writing proposal.
Oh,
Yes, so in few days they are applying proposals to German embassy in Tajikistan. Yes,
German embassy.
for getting some funds for
Uh-huh.
their activities.
Uh-huh.
So yes, we last year we had until December we had peer support groups.
Mm-hmm.
So, but not now, unfortunately. What else we have?
Oh,
Yeah,
we.
and we are working also on how to say it in English, on early
Oh.
intervention of children with disabilities under 6 years old.
Oh.
And we do services for these children and
Mm-hmm.
also for their families to prevent placing children with disabilities and without to institutions, to special institutions.
Uh-uh.
Yes, and we work with mothers, especially with mothers who is under depression.
Mm.
Yes, to bring them out from depression and to teach them how to care of children with disabilities at their home. And we are teaching also attachment between
Mm-hmm.
child and mother.
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
Yeah, that's really
this kind of
important part.
activity.
One of the important part.
Yes. And another activity like we do it it is our always work. It is uh, teaching or yes building capacity of organization of people with disabilities on human rights based approach
Mm-hmm.
towards disability. So different trainings, seminars on different topics on
About human
yes,
rights.
yes, models of disabilities, human rights, like this.
Okay. And I think we haven't met for a while. So what about your Christmas or New Year's or Easter if you celebrate it?
Yes, we celebrated New Year as all, I think, countries. But again, recently in 21st to 22nd March, we had Nowruz. It's
Oh,
international day, Nowruz. Nowruz from Tajik language means new day, new
oh.
year. Again,
Eh,
usually we call it a new Tajik New Year or Central Asian New Year.
ah.
Many Western people. Oh, yes, Western.
Is it
How to
this
say? Yes,
different
Eastern.
from Easter?
It's not Easter.
Uh-huh.
A lot of countries like in Central Asian countries like Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan,
Mhm,
Turkmenistan,
mhm.
Uzbekistan, also Afghanistan,
Uh-huh.
Iran, I think.
Uh-huh.
They usually celebrate
Oh.
21st of March.
Uh-huh.
21st, why we celebrate, like it also celebration of equal, uh, how to say this, long, equal time, equal
Uh-huh.
period of or time of when day and night is equal.
Okay, okay. I got it.
Yes, but like we have Navruz. Maybe
Mhm.
didn't you hear about this, about Navruz?
I don't know about
Navruz
that word,
celebration.
but we have some kind of terms and semesters like that in Korean
Okay,
way.
okay, and we usually we celebrate Navruz for few days,
Mhm,
and we prepare traditional Tajik dishes.
mm,
Yes, go to our relatives, meet our friends,
mhm.
and celebrate in big, companies
Yeah,
this
it's
day.
one big holiday in there.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. And I hope we can meet you for the next month again.
Hope so, and hope it's not our last meeting.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you for inviting.
Thank you for
Thank you for
attending.
organizing this meeting.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you.
very much, and
Thank you.
good luck.
Oh,
Take
yes.
care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.